Greetings. We are in the lab. We're in the lab again this evening, and this is a special show. Like I said, all our shows are special. This show right here, we got straight up family on this show right here. We got straight up family on this show. You got my brother, my partner, somebody I admire, got mad respect for and mad love for, my brother, Wesley the Wordsmith in the house. Yes, my brother. Glad to have you on Run Tell That. Bam.
Hey, all the love, blessings, admiration, the kudos, all of the edification is reciprocated times 100, right? I've learned a lot from you, and I'm grateful to be able to share a platform with you once again to share some more greatness that will be pouring into the Black community from the Black community. You understand me? So thank you, my brother. Thank you.
That's what we're talking about. Like I tell folks, this show this is an easy show right here. This is an easy show. Like other, they be tied up, they all other stuff. This show right here, like I told folks, this show is easy because I got my brother, and that's why we talked about this show. Hip hop philosophy, however you want to do. I like going hip hop spoken word philosophy because again, it goes into a lot, and some people don't understand it. So my brother, I'm going to do this right here now, West. This is what I do all the time with people. Like, who are you? Who are you? Who is Wesley?
Man, that's one of the hardest questions to answer because I got to figure out which parts of myself are appropriate to deliver at certain points in time, right? Now, at this point in time, we talking hip hop culture. I'm Wesley the Wordsmith. I am an HBCU graduate of the illustrious University by the Sea, Savannah State University. I am a wordsmith. I am a leader. I am a professional engineer. I am a business owner. And so on and so forth. I serve on the executive board of Way of Real Discovery Incorporated that has a mission to develop the student artist. So we're on a mission to develop the student artist, much like we got the student athlete working together to amass resources in order for students to receive compensation in the form of scholarships for the pursuit of their crafts. So I've been helping move a lot of different important pieces into play for Way of Real Discovery since I was the president and then matriculated through the program. And now I am, helping with the students and alum. And I also am the founder and CEO of Bonsai Productions, which is an audio-visual production company that is on a mission to eliminate the starving artist. Now, when I say eliminate that, it's addressing the why behind the starving artist. Artists are starving because they don't understand the economics in regards to the music industry. So they only know of one way to make money off of music, and they think that's to throw money at their problems. Now, what we bring to the table is not only education on the way that you can actually make money off of your art, but we also bring education on personal financial matters and different ways that you can navigate the economy to your advantage so that you can provide yourself with the bare necessities of life so that you don't have to struggle as you pursue your arts, right? But not only that, we're also working on amassing or in the process of amassing an affordable resource network for high quality audio and visual production.
All right. And so my brother, where are you from?
I am from many places. This is a hard question for me too, right?
Give it to the people. Yes, sir.
So I was born in Cleveland, Ohio. I spent a few years of my life in New York. I moved down to Atlanta and lived in various areas in Georgia that were in proximity to Atlanta. Then I moved to Savannah and spent, a large portion of my life in Savannah, and now I live in Miami, Florida. So I always have a hard time picking which area that I want to represent, but I represent them all, right? I represent them all.
And that's it. That's the acknowledgement. They're acknowledging those ties, So now, my brother, we're going to throw this out there too. You can do this also on Run Tell That. We have people say, who inspires you? Who inspires you? Who inspires you? Who are the people or person that inspire you?
Oh, that's an easy answer right there. Dr. Jamal Toure, man. Come on. Like, to be honest, like, in all seriousness, and I know some people like to hate on my boy Dr. Jamal, when you be out here on his Earth Angel activities. But Dr. Jamal has had a significant positive impact on my life, and he's one of the few people that I have enough respect for that I consider him a mentor to me personally. I'm very strong-willed. I'm very strong-minded. I'm very intelligent, and I'm willing to go to the lengths that others are not in order to ensure success for myself and those around me. So it is hard for me to look at people and be like, oh, this person is strong enough to lead me. You know what I mean? And it's not coming from a place of arrogance, but it's coming from a place of acknowledgement of the Black excellence that I immerse myself in on a daily, right? Yes. So Dr. Jamal is one of those people that I have close access to that has inspired me. Not only through his direct influence on me, but seeing what his impact is on other people, the communities around him, and his passion for doing those things. So that's number one.
Yes, sir.
Then we talk the other ones that I don't necessarily know as people, but I'm inspired by their accomplishments along their journey and what those have put others in the position to accomplish. So yes, Jay-Z. Right, Jay-Z. You can't talk hip hop greatness without talking Jay-Z, because he put other people in the position to become millionaires and billionaires. That's what it's all about.
Yes.
Then we talk Common, because Common not only exists in the political scene, but he represents what it means to be a part of the humble Black community and moving that poetry, moving the world forward through providing free concerts. He's one of the only Black artists, if not the only Black artist, that has won an Emmy, an Academy Award, and a Grammy Award for what he does, and he keeps it real.
All right.
If I had to pick that's my top three right there.
All right. Hey, and man, respect the same that this brother right here inspires me. And I was going to reflect back to we saw you perform first, then we engaged in a conversation outside the student union. And so then I'm like looking like, yo, this brother got some thoughts. This brother got some opinions. This brother right here, and other people around me, they were mesmerized. Like it was coming out. That's right there. I'm like saying, oh, okay, this brother right here. That mind that's right there, that's iron right there. That's straight up iron. So man, respect, and that and continue, and it soars, it goes further. And for the Run Tell That family, we say, Reverend Betty Jones, glad to have you with us again. Reverend Betty Jones, glad to have you with us. And so, yes, indeed, this person right here, this brother right here, is one who inspires me also. And so now we're gonna get into something like this right here. Yes. So, what song? See, now it's going to be a problem. Let y'all know it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem because, as you said, he's an artist. He's an artist, and he created many things. And so now we're going to put him on the spot. What song or songs give you that? But you like that, bam, give you that. So I'm just throwing it out there. You got the platform, as many as you want to name, so that way let the people know you know about them. Yes, sir.
Man, so we talking songs that inspire me, or we talking songs that I made that I get inspiration from?
Well, I'm like saying that's why you on the show right now. Because I say some of your songs. Like I'm gonna say this. It's a song called "Grow" that I'm like, woo. But then the first one hit me. Well, we are rising. And even now, when I think about it, I want to cry with regard to that, because that right there, I'm like saying, anybody, if you would not go and check out YouTube with Myron, and bam, and what West does, we are rising, powerful. But I'm just saying, what songs, it can come from you or someone else, but your thoughts, because we're going to be delving even more into you and what you're doing, your product and the work that you got going on.
Man, I want to take this opportunity to capitalize on this opportunity to highlight some of my independent artist brothers that make music that inspires me, because the people that are prominent and prevalent, like those that I mentioned that inspire me, they have plenty of opportunities to get shine on platforms like this. So
Yes, sir.
With that being, and that doesn't mean that they're more inspirational than my boys, right? It's just that they've been doing it for longer and they've done a little bit more things in their breadth of experience that give them that reach.
Yes.
So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I want to shout out my boy Too Benji. Somebody y'all all know. He has a song that really resonates with me. It's called Help Me See. And it's so beautiful because I was there with him, like when he was making that, you know what I mean? Like I was a part of that process for him where he sent it over to me and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And then we had an experience that showed where that song was a direct like foresight into what journey he was about to embark on next for his life, as far as getting clarity of sight through all of like the smoke in the world. You know what I mean? Like how you got kind of that mirage that's in front of you and you kind of seeing things one way, but then you get to that space where you clear your windshield and now the vision is clear. So that song was a precursor to that experience for him. And that resonated heavily with me, you know, because I'm big on keeping it real. We big on keeping it real.
That's right.
And
that's right. That's right.
Somebody help me see, you know, and it's literally, it talks about, it outlines all of the things that are real realities that people run from. Like, why is it that all of these people always hating on the next man? You know what I mean? Like, we need to focus on X, Y, and Z. And it's like, I don't see why that's the case. So somebody help me understand it. So it was kind of like what I would call a cry for help, but really more of a cry for help from his higher self, not necessarily from anybody externally. And then boom, it was answered. And to watch it be answered is why that's so inspirational to me.
Yes, indeed. And some of y'all know Chris Smith because Chris Smith is a part of Our Black Media. He's part of the engineering and operation for Our Black Media. Also has a co-host for the show Tribing. So again, so he threw it out there. Too Benji in the house. Too Benji in the house. Again, inspiration. So yes, indeed.
So I gotta let y'all sit with that one. Then I pivot to the next one. My brother Julio, man, he got a song that's out right now on all streaming platforms. His name is X Realities. It's called Breathe. And Breathe is so magical because, you know, me and Julio have been making music together since we came into Savannah State. Like, it was a time where we recording with the microphone hanging from the roof joists and Bostic, and we ain't have no pop filter or no mic stand, so we had to put a sock on it. We had to put a sock on the mic because we didn't have we didn't have the right equipment, but it didn't matter. The engineer mixing the song in the car and his left speaker's blown out, so he done mixed the whole song on the right side. So it ain't even coming out both speakers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's it.
Some humble beginnings, and we done grown through so many different things. And as far as learning how to sing and understanding the notes, and me learning how to engineer and so on and so forth. And Breathe was one of those songs that I engineered as I was going through that learning process. And it ended up getting like over 40,000 plus streams on Spotify just off the muscle, you know? So imagine being an independent artist, just humble, not even putting no money behind it, nothing, just working with what you got, and to have something that go up 40,000 plus streams, and it's just you and your boy making music.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And it's beautiful. Like, every single person that's heard it, we've submitted it to R&B Radar playlists and things like that, and they're like, yo, this is incredible, like whatever. And you know, we've been so inspired by the traction that it's gotten that we even made a remix for it that y'all will be hearing about soon. But that's one of the songs that's a staple in my playlist, and it's very inspirational to me as well.
Julio in the house, and Julio's family too. In the house. That's right. That's right. Yes.
So then you know, my brother Duke, man, I shout him out with me, right? Because Duke, you know, he produced everything that you've heard from me, including Grow. Duke produced that. So I got three more shout outs I'm gonna hit. So one, my brother Duke, man, what he did on the Coke Deluxe with the intro, because he actually is the hook on the intro. So I spit a poem in the beginning of the Coke, which is the intro track. I spit a poem in the beginning, and then the hook is all Duke after that. The I'm rolling solo, I'm out for the night ride. Like, he's literally talking about like how he feels alone in his moments of darkness, and how it literally takes him on a journey. Like, you know how you go on a like a solo ride at night where you go to like one of your favorite places, when you're just dealing with a lot of stressful situations, you just jump in the car and you just get to rolling. It might be raining a little bit. You're either riding in silence or you got a little tune playing, but you just kind of in your thoughts, you know?
Yes.
And you know how Eminem, when he wrote Stan, how you heard Stand by
Right.
Eminem,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
very popular. That's one of my favorite
Hmm.
songs by them.
Hmm.
But how he's literally following this fan as the fan is on his journey, and he's like stressing because Eminem not responding to him. He's like, I'm your number one
Right.
fan. You didn't even dap up my nephew.
Hmm.
You know, hey, my wife in the trunk right now. I'm finna drive this car off the bridge. Like, these are my thoughts as I'm driving. Now, that's crazy. I don't encourage that nobody do that. However, what I'm referencing is the feeling there as far as going on that journey as somebody's
Yes.
going through
Yes.
that tough
Yes.
time. It's like a
Yes. Yes.
therapeutic experience. So I
Yes.
love what my brother did on that right there.
All right. Yes, indeed. Yes,
Then
indeed.
my brother Inu, man, he has a song. It's called, what is it called? What is it called? Oh man, Liquid Matter.
Okay.
Liquid Matter is one of
Okay.
my favorite songs by Inu because he's such a dynamic artist, but the way that his pen navigated the English language to give
Mm,
you the melodies that he gave you
mm,
on that
mm,
was
mm.
crazy. And he was literally using literary devices that I'm not even sure that he knew he was using for real, right? Because he's just
Ah,
one of those artists that he feels his way through the music. Whereas I'm more of a logical artist. He
mhm.
like kind of just goes with what feels right. And I love to see that. But in Liquid Matter, he literally personified a whole scenario that people wouldn't even catch on to unless they got that type of, they're tapped in that manner.
All right. Okay.
So
Okay.
I love to see him get into that creative bag. And then, yeah, the last one, I got to shout myself out on this. I had to save myself for last just to make sure that if I started getting long-winded and we had to move subjects, that my people took the forefront.
Right.
You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
Woo. That's it. That's it. That's it.
But
That's it.
man, I got so many of them.
Go ahead.
Grow. I'm gonna hit you with that right there because that's been a staple in so many people's lives. So not only like just for what it is, but
Mhm.
the impact that I've seen it have on people that literally defied time. I dropped that in 2019. I recorded it in 2017. So when you look at that, we're here in 2022, and what did you bring up when we got on here? Grow. To Benji, he talked to me about grow. My mama talked to me about grow. People that I ain't met before. One of my employees that I hired and trained up, he came to me. He's like, "Hey man, I was on YouTube, bro, and I found Wesley the Wordsmith, man, and
Yeah.
I heard a really dope song. So what
Yeah.
song you heard?" He said, "Grow, man. That
Mhm.
thing hit different. Like it resonated
Mhm.
with me." So to
Mhm.
hear that 5 years later is, it's just a sign that we're doing what we're supposed to do, right? It's music that you can grow to. That's the thing. Look, it's two types of music that I make over here where I'm from.
Woo.
We
All
make
right.
music that you could grow to and music that you can live to.
Yes. All right. All
You
right.
see what
Yes.
I
Yes,
mean?
indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes,
So
indeed.
you got that. Then you got off of the latest album. It's called To Whom It May Benefit, where every single track that's on there has some type of benefit to whoever is listening.
Right. Yes.
And it's all about what you could pull from it. Dear Black student, man. Dear Black student, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You listen to Dear Black Student, right, Doc?
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about it, man. So I kick it off, and then we'll kind of open up a dialogue about it if you cool with that.
Absolutely. Because I was going to ask about hip hop and also spoken word, but we can go on with regard to that.
Man,
Because and the reason why I'm a third, because now again, because Wes did Black Student. I had just discussed with someone, me and a sister talking earlier today, and talk about how we function, and other things like that, how we function, how we carry on, just as us as a people. And so when I'm talking to her, and this is a sister who is a college student, sister who got insight. And so in the conversation, one of the things I said that, guess what? When it comes down to us, and right now we're talking about African people, that we spend a large portion of our lives in school. A large portion of our lives is spent in school. And that portion of your life in school can also contribute to you detesting school, not manifesting in school, and if the school system is not working against you also, that the school system can shape, and then what happened, it is like a torture for you to go to school. So, and then what you got to do, you then got to also, you got to find some people to cleave to. You got some people to cling to. You got to find some people to hold on to you in that environment. So from 12 years, 13 years, 14 years, you are not in a school system. And sometimes that school ain't treating you right. And so then that black student then struggles. That black student, that you see a myriad of thoughts with the black student, and you put it out there. So again, it's the things that then, what are your obligations for you to be in that school? And then how do you navigate through that terrain in that school? And again, and depending on what level you're on, you are a youth. You are a youth, and you caught up. Now you got these adults handling you. Then you become a teenager, about to become a young adult, and then bam, then you got still, yeah. So you have institutions now trying to handle you. So Dear Black Student is about now trying to help people to know to navigate with regards to what they should be. Now I said navigate to what they should be. Because again, you got all this other stuff bombarding you, and it's hitting you. And so again, that's why I had to go and say, you're in this system for 14 years, and that's a large part of your life. Large part of your life. And it can be detrimental to you.
Yeah. See, me at 26 years of age right now, I haven't even yet doubled that 14 years of being in the system yet, right? I'm still on the cusp of that, right? I'm 26, so I'm only 12 years removed, from a certain portion of that, and only 4 years removed from university, right? But when you look at this, that's what I'm hoping to help guide them through, right? To bring them leadership in that space and say, look, I was exactly where you was at not that long ago, and I went through exactly what you went through, and here I am now, and I'm still growing through these things. But that's the thing. You can't just go through things. You got to grow through things. And a lot of things is not about what's happening to you. It's about what you do with that. It's about how you channel those raw emotions that you're experiencing in that space. And the funny thing about that, man, is that I wrote that after I had an interaction with a black student at Savannah State University.
Okay.
It was I used to work in the Office of Student Affairs as a student worker. So, I used to see the students that had come in for the discipline because they was acting up and learning different things. And, at one point in time, due to circumstances that were unbeknownst to myself, I ended up in the office on the other side, and I was working there. I'm like, hey, look, man, it wasn't even me, so I ain't do nothing, but you know how things go in that space. But moving to the subject at hand, is the guy was about to fight somebody over, something that was said in like a piece of art. And I seen him, he's somebody I know, like I dap him up when I see him. We have a pretty good, just kind of in passing relationship. Yes. And I got respect for the brother. He got respect for me because he sees and appreciates what I do as well. But he's somebody that I see do fried chicken Wednesdays. He dresses for success on Wednesday all the time. Right. He's somebody that was on scholarship, that plays sports, that do all of these different things. And I see him as somebody that's respectable and on the up and up. But I also understand by looking at him, because I'm a black man that got a story too, I know he got a story. And I relate to his story. It's kind of one of those what's understood ain't got to be explained things. Right. And if you really, if you black with a story, you understand. You get what I'm saying? So when I look at him, I see that. And when I came, since he knew me as a mutual person, he called me up like, hey, bro, like, your boy Wild, like I want to fight him. Tell him to come outside, this, and that. Now imagine my dismay. I was pissed. I'm like, bro, hey, can I say that on here? All right, but
yes, you can say that. You can say that. Yes, sir.
I had to make sure I'm not taking the fool. Yeah. All right, so I was furious. I'll use that. That's a better word. So I was furious, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, what you mean you want to fight him? Like, first of all, he expressing himself in his art. We're this is an art space. I don't even know how you caught word of this because you wasn't even a part of this event, and he didn't say your name. Like you worried about something and it was over a girl. It was over a female. So I'm like, you over here worried about coming to fight, walking all this way to come fight somebody over a female that you're not even gonna be with 2-3 weeks down the line for real. Like, how college work, man. So you coming over here. I said, let me ask you something. You tell me where you from. He started talking about where he's from. I said, your parents sent you here because they trust you to be able to represent to the highest standard in their absence. That's why you're here. They trust you. So why is it that you're willing to put those things on the line just because you upset? Why is it that you coming over here and let's say you fight him? I'm gonna catch you in my office tomorrow. We gonna be getting ready to talk about you getting expelled or suspended from school.
Right.
You gonna go home. What you gonna tell your dad? What you gonna tell your mom? Oh yeah, I got suspended because I fought this dude over a female that I'm not even with no more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How does that look?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you here for? You're not here for that, bro.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? What are you here for? You're not even here for that. So that's the type of like I was frustrated. I'm like, he don't want to fight you. He ain't even worried about you. He don't even know you for real. And you dress for success every Wednesday, and you look good when you do it. You hear you play sports, and you get in different jobs and different things and opportunities building your resume here. Your family trusts you. I said, how many people have done what you've been doing from your hood? He's like, nah, man, I'm probably the only one. I said, why you gonna throw that away? For what?
Okay.
And we had that talk. I was frustrated. And literally right after that conversation, I went home and I wrote this piece.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Dear Black student, what are you here for? Diplomas, degrees, differentiation. Dear Black student, why do you read? To learn. Dear Black student, why do you study? To remember what I've learned. Oh, yeah, man.
And you gotta navigate through that landscape, and that landscape can be treacherous. And so then, because you've been bombarded with all this other stuff, and it comes at you. So that's why, again, just like what we're looking at and what we're hearing, that this is a part of the dynamics that we got to deal with, and we got to deal with this as African people. And so that's why we need to have processes and have things that help us to be inspired, to lift us up, to guide us, so that we know what we should be doing, how we need to be functioning. Because it is real. It is absolutely real. So my brother, I'm asking you this: what is hip hop to you? What is hip hop to you? And it's all to the run. Tell that our family. We say share. Hit the share. Share with other folks so they can get this right here. So, what is hip hop to you, brother?
Man, hip hop to me is an immersive cultural experience that was cultivated by Black people, for Black people, and has evolved to be welcoming of people of all races, because it is a platform in which you utilize your art to tell your story, whatever that may be. And that's, we talk about hip hop. Hip hop is a culture. Rap is actually one of the core elements of hip hop, but rap and hip hop is not the same. Hip hop is the umbrella. Poetry is a core element of hip hop. But you know what I mean? Poetry is a core element of hip hop, but it's not rap. And rap is not poetry. Poetry is an element of hip hop because hip hop is the umbrella. So, even certain elements of R&B are a part of the hip hop culture. Jazz is a part of the hip hop culture. Dance is a part of the hip hop culture. That's what it was intended to be. And I think a lot of people get those lines blurred. And additionally, hip hop is a place for mentorship. Now, let me tell you why I said that, because that's crazy, right? Because of the type of stuff we hear being propelled in hip hop right now. Hip hop is a place where you come to learn about history in different demographics and in different geographic locations and different wealth classes. But this is the issue here, is that has gotten lost. So now you have a lot less negative mentors than you do positive mentors. And there does have to be a balance in hip hop, right? There has to be a balance between the negative and the positive, because duality is important. Just like you got God, you got the devil, you got light, you got dark, you got love, you got hate. The world would be out of balance if you didn't have both. But right now, the balance of negative is overtaking the balance of positive things in hip hop.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So that's why hip hop is getting the rap that it's gaining recently. And that's why some of these things are happening legally, that are trying to make some aggressive last ditch efforts to move it. But it's not up to them to fix hip hop. It's up to us.
Okay.
It's up to us to fix hip hop. And why I say it's up to us is because as a community that loves hip hop, we have to choose to support the hip hop, the elements of hip hop that are missing from today's game.
Yes.
We got to support that. We can't say we need it and then that be the content that's not going viral because we not liking, saving, and sharing that content.
Right.
And that be the content that we not talking about on our podcast. And that be the content that we not helping book shows and sell out events with. You see what I mean? Because we still prioritize money over supporting the absence of something. So that's my take on hip hop, from an in-depth perspective.
Right. Okay. So now we're going to move into something else. Another thing that you're proficient in, an art form. And so just to share this with the Run Tell That family, there's this tradition that comes from Africa. We got Coach Bernard Brown, Brother Bernard Brown in the house, Bernard Brown in Atlanta, ATL of America After Dark. Now I'm gonna let you know, just like Wes, you got concerned about saying piss on you were pissed on this show right here. Oh, America After Dark. They are raw and uncut. We are raw and uncut. I just be the angel on the show. But then now we'll throw this out there that with regards to an art form, and then say in this tradition going back to Africa, you have something called the Yama. Yama. It is a powerful force, and the powerful force is the word. It's the word. It's the word. And so you have two things to control the word, this powerful word, this entity, this force that some people call it the vital force, which is the blacksmith. And then also you have the wordsmith. That's the person who can shape and control that vital force. So my brother, what is this vital force known as spoken word in your mind? What is the thoughts on that?
Great question, right? Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Uh-huh.
Okay. Hold on 1 second, Doc. Sorry about that.
I ain't starting out, Bernard. I was just sharing with my brother, Bernard, Brother B. I was just sharing the love. I just let him know about America After Dark and the other listeners and viewers. Tell that. I'm just letting them know. Brother Bernard, I'm still on your head, but that's a separate show. I'm not going to talk about that on Run Tell That.
I got to come see what y'all talking about on that show.
Yes, indeed.
All right. So my brother, that is an incredible question. And I mean, it's complicated, right?
All right.
It's very complicated. But like you've taught me before, the word is an uncontrollable force that could be used for either destruction or the creation of things. And that's exactly what spoken word is like, you have a concept called primacy. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with primacy, right? It's essentially what you learn first is what you learn the best, right? Mm-hmm. And when we talk about the word, the saying that you can't take back words after they've been said. So you got to be careful what you say, because even if they forgive you, the pain is still there, or the memory of that pain is still going to be able to be recollected. Yeah. So when you talk about the spoken word, it's the energy of your life that you're putting out there to share with other individuals who either need that to indulge, whether that's by way of, metaphysically drinking that as if it was a beverage of life, or eating that as if it's the food for thought, right? Yes, and that food in turn feeds your soul. So you got to be conscious about what you're putting out there. But not only that, you got to be conscious about what you indulging in at certain spaces in your own state of being, right? So like if I go to an open mic, I got to be ready and willing to accept other people's energy wholeheartedly. And I got to have enough positive energy in myself stored up and poured into my cup to be able to withstand that negative energy that they're going to put out if that's what this is. So that's why it's so important to theme your open mic so people understand what they get into. But it's also important to make sure that you're writing on theme so that you giving people what they came ready to receive. Because otherwise you scare your audience away. So I'm going to flip it back to you, Doc. Like, how many times it's been you done came in a word open mic and you there ready for something on some wordsmith caliber, and you start hearing something to make you like, oh no, I gotta turn the live off.
See that. Well, okay. All right, y'all heard y'all heard Wes in the beginning. We threw it about word, and then Tiffany Richardson. Tiffany is a part of the Our Black Media, conglomerate. She's a part of that. She's the producer also, along with Benji. And there are times that I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, and I'm doing the live. And here go. Some artists came up. Some people came up singing. Some people came up, they were like making it happen. They were like, they were doing the poetry. Julio, not only was he singing, but he also was dancing, all that going on. Then somebody else come up and they got the female bee, the male bee, they got the peas, they got all that. And I'm like, and here go, and I'll tell you what is so important when you bring that up is one of them when we're inside the student center and that we're down at Elmore Theater, and I'm doing it. And I got some people who are in the Atlanta area, they're watching the live, and they're liking it. They're like, yeah. But then now, when that other element now start hitting, I see people dropping off. People like, oh, I'm like, okay. And so then I just had to go like, so all right, finish, bam. So yeah,
you gotta understand.
You know, somebody doing some rap, doing some rap, and again, it's positive. It's going out there glorifying us, and then somebody else come along. They talking about their bad relationship with this man, with this brother.
Yeah,
you know,
and they be talking about somebody in the audience, Doc. It be somebody that's present. It be somebody else in the organization. Now, you know, we keep it real, and sometimes keeping it real gonna hurt somebody. But sometimes if you don't get hurt, you'll never decide that you're ready to get better. So you know, we throw that out there. But the reason that I even brought that up is, again, to talk about the power of hip hop and talking about the balance that's required in hip hop, and saying that if you're a part of certain activities or certain organizations, you got to understand the mission and you got to align yourselves with that. And if you are a certain type of person where your brand has been most well received when delivered in a particular manner, you somewhat have to conform to that in a certain way. And I don't mean that you have to limit the things that you say, but you have to refine the way that you say the things that you say. And that's the beauty of the art form. It's not so much what you say, it's what you feel, and it's how you convey it. And that is the beauty of poetry. It's not limited. Your canvas is unlimited when you're dealing with spoken word, because it's not restricted to a beat. And then moving me to my next point, poetry has just now, this year, gotten recognized as a Grammy category, right? Spoken word poetry, whether recording over a beat or a cappella, has just now earned the respect to be nominated for as a Grammy category and are recognized.
And to the Run Tell That family, he didn't want me to bring that out. So I was going to bring that out, but he want to go ahead and throw it on out there. So I'm going to say this right here. Y'all heard what he just said. This brother that you see right here, this graduate of Savannah State University, this brother who's an entrepreneur, a brother who's a giver to the community, a brother who is, I'm going to say he is a philosopher, a brother who has insight, a brother who is basically turning back and reaching back and helping other people. Guess what? He's part of this inaugural group of people to now have their works to now be submitted for a Grammy nomination. So the work, and that's why I'm going to guess, I'm just going to go and get into it. Because we're going to talk about what is the work? What is the piece, brother? What is the work that now has been not submitted as part of this inaugural group of artists of your genre that's now part of the Grammys? So go ahead.
The project is called To Whom It May Benefit. We did allude to it previously. And this is a culmination of pieces that I started writing in 2017, initially with the intention of creating a book, like a print book, to release and be a published author. But so many different things just kept getting in my way, where my mind, body, and soul just wouldn't align with me completing the book. Like I didn't feel like I had the gas in the tank where I wanted to do it. I wasn't interested for real. I just was doing it because I felt like I was supposed to. And then I went and took this whole nother deviation into the rap realm. So I started audio engineering, recording, writing, doing all of those different things as a rap artist. And I dropped an album called The Cope Deluxe and put that out there, had a whole press release. I had a PR team. I was learning a lot of different things necessary for a successful album rollout, spent a lot of resources on that. And it wasn't received as monumentally as I would have expected with that much work put into it. But then as I sat back and I reflected, I'm like, yo, if I would have stuck with the poetry, I would have been on already. Sit with that real quick. If I would have stuck with I was almost on. Doc, remember I was performing at Howard University.
That's right.
I was hosting open mics at SCAD for the Black Student Association.
That's right.
I was the president of Word, had Word jumping. You know what I'm saying? I had Word jumping. We teaching the YMCA and Boys and Girls Clubs, poetry and creative writing, hosting the open mic. Like we had the thing jumping, Doc.
That's right.
And for me to completely cut that and pivot, bro, that was not the right move. But it was a learning move, because then guess what? Or I guess it was the right move. It was a learning move because now everything that I learned over here, I brought back. So I learned how to executive produce. I learned how to audio engineer. I invested in my studio. I learned how to engage my audience and how to brand myself. I developed press releases that show people who I am in that realm. And I came back now and said, okay, I'm gonna drop a poetry out. So I started recording some of the old tracks. I wrote some new tracks. Had my boy, we was working on a rap album. I said, stop. My brother Duke, who's also SSU alumni, spent the last 3 years in China teaching English. He started producing that. I said, bro, we cutting the rap album. We finna work on poetry. I need you to produce these around my vocals. So all of the techniques that I learned in that space are what allowed me to create the body of work that is To Whom It May Benefit and that is now being considered for a Grammy Award. And remember, I said it was the wrong move. We got to identify it for what it is. I told you, rap and poetry are both core elements of the hip hop culture. So I didn't make the wrong move. I made a lateral move in order to amass additional skills and gain more depth in the hip hop realm. So then I could bring all of that together and capitalize on the opportunities ahead.
Yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And with regard to this project, because we had some conversations also with regards to where you have seen where the art form that we call rap, where it has gone and gone off the track of where it was, and how you went back to reclaim some of that and to bring some of that to where now somebody like Bernard Brown, and he could like relate. He's like, okay, yeah, that's me right there. That's what I expect. That's what I remember. So what's your thoughts on that? Because I want you to share that with the audience, because when you and I talked about it, you talked about the project, what you were doing, I was like, yeah. Listening to something, I was feeling like, okay, yeah, this is what you're doing. You that's part of that evolution, part of that growth.
The project is literally the first installment of something that is tangible, that highlights what it means to be great, to be Black, to be creative, to be open-minded, to be free, and to be accepting of the experiences that we go through. So when we talk about that, it's like I said, remember, the purpose of Bonsai Productions, my company, is to eliminate the mentality of the starving artist by providing them with the understanding and the resources, the understanding of the resources that are available to them. So right now, you see me. Look, I got the polo on. Hold on, left, right. I'm trying to see it because the camera like that. Look, so I got the logo on my chest right now. I'm at 9 to 5, but I'm making it happen, right? How many times do you hear artists, oh, I don't have enough money. Oh, I can't record because I don't have expensive studio equipment, or I don't have no studio to go. If I finish school, I'll be able to be great. But school is holding me back. It's just always an excuse. And
yes, sir.
What we talk about though, when we talk about Black excellence, it's being able to be a master of many things, because we got the power to do that. So I'm a professional engineering manager, where I lead people there. So my leadership is cross-applicable across the board, from being the president of Word to having my own company to now being the manager of engineers in a whole different discipline. That's what we got the power to do. So you got to see where your skills translate over. But not only that, the power of the journey after your education, as long as you capitalize on your education, right? So it's something that I want to bring back to classrooms. I want to bring that back to the schools and the universities that poured into me. I want to bring that to the Black students that need that mentorship. So it's mentorship in a CD. It's mentorship in a record. You know what I mean? Where you can listen to that no matter how you feel, and you can learn from it, which is why it's called To Whom It May Benefit. A lot of us, Black young men, are missing adequate mentorship in our lives. We are.
You need to repeat that again, brother. You need to repeat that again.
A lot of us, Black men, Black young men, are missing adequate mentorship in our lives. And let me be more specific.
All right.
From proficient and capable Black men.
Woo! Y'all heard that. Y'all heard that. You heard Wesley. Again, proficient and capable Black men. We got to be that. The ones who are responsible, those who are capable, those who are proficient. We got to be that, so then that way younger brothers can be guided, understand how they need to function. Yes, indeed.
Let me show you how to make your story sound dope. If I could put that in the simplest terms ever, that's what that project would be, if I had to put it succinctly, is me being a proficient and capable Black man looking at another young artist that got a lot of creativity to get out and a lot of emotions they needs to express in an effective manner, and to say, hey man, come here. I've been through what you go through. I
Yes.
understand what you're going through, and I understand what it looked like on the other side of that. And I promise you, you push through this and you play this right, you'll come out on the other side exponentially greater than you would have had you not had these experiences. Now, take my hand. Let me show you how to make your story sound dope.
Yes, 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 absolutely. And Bernard said he got 3 up and coming rappers or artists who then they always have excuses. And so I tell folks, some of that's tied to fear. They say what they want to do, but then there's fear that is attached to it. And so what you're saying, like, hey, you got to go forward. You got to grow with this right here. Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. So, what are the words that you would give to that brother or sister who is out there right now who want to go into this? What type of advice? What is some advice that you would give to them? One of the things you would share with them?
Don't make no excuses. like it's just that simple. And I hate to say it like that because
all right, yeah, that's all good.
I remember being that same person in those shoes where when I was in the professional environment, coming up entry level in my engineering career, starting out early, and I had a division manager, another black brother, he navigated the corporate terrain. He's a director level dude. And he would always pick on me. I'm like, yo, like, watch out. Like, I'm a part-time, I'm new here. You know what I mean? I'm always like, trying to get off my back. You tripping. Like,
yes, sir.
Kind of acting like he was my dad. And like, but we didn't have like a personal rapport, but he was always picking at me. He's like, Sean, why are all of these pulleys and rollers on the floor, man? I'm like, bro, you have a whole housekeeping department that has multiple levels of management that are responsible for that. That's not the responsibility that y'all bestowed upon me. So you should probably go talk to them. He's like, nah, man, that's an excuse. Why you ain't da-da-da-da-da? And I just didn't get it. Like, it just didn't make sense. He come back, he like, hey, Sean, why is this taking so long? I'm like, well, my manager told me that the timeline needed to look like this, although it could get done faster, but that wasn't what we agreed upon. And to me, he said, Sean, he said, did you make that decision? Did they make that decision with you in that office? I said, yeah, but I didn't have the authority to overturn what they decided on. He said, Sean, whatever decision they made, if you was in there, that's your team, that's your decision too.
All right.
And I'm like, yo, like, it's still frustrating, right? Because it's like, yo, I can't win with this dude, but this is not making sense to me. But it wasn't until I was responsible for the success of other individuals that it all just started snapping into place for me. And I recall this brother oftentimes when I'm leading. And it was that he came to me, he said, hey, Sean, he said, I see everything you do. You have incredible potential and you excel in everything that is asked of you.
All right.
So that's why I come to you and I pick on you, because I don't want you to make excuses that'll limit your success. So I'm always trying to keep you on your toes. And that's the thing. Where there is a will, there is a way. And if you make excuses and you say that school is going to stop you, it's stopping you from pursuing your dreams, then you don't even know what you want to do for real. And if your dreams is real, because you know how many times people will say that if I had more time, I would do more, or I would do this, or I would do that if I wasn't in school. And I look at them and I say, would you really do that if you had the time? They say, yeah. I say, okay, so what about that 1.5, 3 hours that you spent in the student union? Why you wasn't doing what you said you would do if you had the time? Because I seen you spend 3 hours in there. What about that time you watching your stories in the skipping class, or when I see you hanging out with your friends around campus? Why you not doing? I seen you at OT the other day. OT. Why you wasn't pursuing your craft there? And when you start asking those questions, what does it do? It makes them start tripping. They like, oh, don't tell me that if you had the time you would do it, because you got the time and you're not doing it. So don't make an excuse. Find a way and find you somebody that you can learn from and be humble enough to receive feedback. If you're not getting feedback, find somebody you respect and you go and you seek that feedback.
That's it. Yes, indeed.
How many times do you call me more, or do I call you more?
You call me. You call me.
I call you more. Why?
And let me know what's going on, what's transpiring, and what you're working on. So yes, yes indeed.
Because I need that. I respect you. And you somebody I identified as that early on. So every time that something is going on, I seek that feedback because I know that when I'm quiet, I don't get the resources that I need.
Excellent point. That's right. That's right. That's right.
But it's resources out here that I'm humble enough to know that I don't have yet. So you might have something I don't.
Okay.
I can't get on this show if I don't call you.
and so make it happen and make it manifest. That's right. That's right. That's right. So now what we want to do is find out from you, how can the audience and others get your product? How can people do it? What are all the forms that they can get your product? How can they contact you? Because some of them, not only, let y'all notice, he is also a motivational speaker. He's also a motivational speaker too. So again, and he can take it to that level. He is a motivational speaker and can touch anyone, regardless of ages. He can touch anyone, from children to young people to young adults to adults to elders. He can do it all. Just say, because the insight that he has, I'm like, incredible. So my brother, go ahead. You got the floor.
Man, Wesley the Wordsmith, just as you see it on the screen on my name, Google, YouTube, Spotify, Tidal, Amazon Music, iTunes, Apple Music, everywhere. It's Wesley the Wordsmith. As you see it right there, you can find my music. You can purchase it if you really like it. I got a website, Bonsai Productions. That's BONZEYE Pros, PROS.com. And you can find all of the other artists that's a part of our collective there, as well as what our mission is and some of our other creative elements there. And you can follow those things for updates, man. And I got a journal that'll be dropping soon. It's a guided journal, personalized and engraved, titled To Whom It May Benefit, with the intention of helping guide that true, raw, authentic, and wholesome self-expression within your journal. Yes. So it'll have some quotes in there that'll help guide you that are pulled from the album, as well as a few writing prompts and so on and so forth.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
on the way.
All right. And now we go to this right here. What are some things that just a person who, not necessarily an artist, but any of us, what are some of the things that you think we need to be about with regards, because some of you shared, and we can go a little deeper with regards to what are some of the things that we need to be doing to advance ourselves and to ourselves and our people? What are the things that you think about that we need to be seeing, what we should be about?
Oh, I said this in one of my recent articles, right? It's Canvas Rebel artist interview. And they said, what do you need? Like, what does an artist need to be successful? And how can people support an artist? Community. We need more community. We always talk about how much we love each other. We always talking about community. But guess what? We go to Gullah Geechee and Riceboro, right? It's 20 people there. It's 20 people there. We talk about opening a community farm where people can rent plots of land and they can utilize that to grow food. There's 3 people there. we talk about run and tell that. I don't know how many people on here, but I know I know well that there's not as many people on here that should be as it should be, as it has as the value. It doesn't directly correlate with the value that this show adds. So,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But people know about it. It's out there. It's presented. It's marketed. It's showcased. We talk about the open mics. We talk about events. We talk about ticket sales, merch sales, followers. We talk about all that, but we reluctant to truly immerse ourselves in that community that does add value to those around us. Community. Be about it. Stand on it. Support yours. That's why, and I try to be an example of that, because part of community is having community leaders that lead by example. So I want for us to be that. That's why I shouted out my boys before I shouted out me.
That's right. That's right.
Y'all got to see the value that all of us bring to the table. Leaders eat last.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Because again, if you're good at something, we let you be the one to handle it. We don't let our egos get in the way. It's never about ego, but it's about we go. It's about we go. Yes. We go forward.
Accept your role.
That's right. That's right. Helping the team. That way the whole team function and the whole team accelerates and again and is uplifted. So absolutely. And so that's the power. And so we're going to be closing out right now, and we're going to give you the last couple of minutes, just again, leave the people with something that they can take with them, because they're taking stuff right now, and something else that they can digest with regards to what they have heard, what they have seen with regard to you, and what they need to take with them, even if they never see you again physically.
Accept your role in whatever capacity that is within your community, because can't nobody do what you do the way that you do what you do. And the same is true for the other people that may serve in the capacity that you don't. And that, to me, is the true definition of humility. It's not shrinking yourself, but it's playing to your strengths whilst acknowledging that other people have strengths that are not yours.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So that's one of the realities. And then yeah, I mean, that's what I got. I'm gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna keep it real simple. Be accepting of your role, play to your strengths, because your strengths are only yours.
And we appreciate that, Brother Bernard Brown said, great show, great young man, you deep.
Thank you, brother.
So that's why, again, we play to our strength. And so that way, when I'm on America After Dark, which is Bernard Brown's show, that's why I must be the angel. I must be the angel. And on another show called Ebony Sports Reporters, I must be the same one on the show, because again, I go with my strength. Bernard Brown takes the attitude that he can just beat up on me and all that, but that's because of love, because he's trying to treat me like, I'm the little brother, something like that. He just feels that he can slap me around. I just got to take it. And he even said to me last week, the one thing I say about you, we beat up on you all the time, and you just be right there. So again, I know my role. I understand my role. I function in my role. But that's what it's about. And that's what, because sometimes we get besides ourselves. Like I said, that ego jumps in there. And so America, listen to me. He told me, don't listen to me. No, America, listen to me. Y'all know, y'all see, y'all observe. Y'all see him grabbing me up and stuff like that. Symbolically, y'all see that. How he go get a hold of me. But yeah. But again, we let that ego come in. That ego comes in. And it is damaging to us. And so that's why, again, what we try to do, and that's why I'm so glad when you had shout out, when you said Too Benji, because Too Benji, like right now, we are able to do what we do with Our Black Media based on Too Benji and based on Tiffany. Again, they all, and what Wes was saying, some people are all 1501. Our family is 1501. That we are in this 1501. And then hear people, Tiffany going to say 1501. People don't understand the conglomerate, what that is about. We are 1501. And that's why I say the inspiration that you've given me, the much love you've given me, it is reciprocal also. And, we just right there. And so I am so ecstatic, again, that you have been nominated. You put in that group for people to be nominated for a Grammy. I'm like, that right there is an honor of itself. And that goes to show the people out there the type of work that you are doing, and that y'all need to be a part of it and join it and ride the wave, catch the wave.
Tap in with me. And it is accessible. Remember that. Go big, do big, think big, dream big. Thank you, Jamal. Thank you, Brother Bernard Brown. Like I said, y'all connect with me. I show love back to my community.
That's right. And Reverend Betty Jones and everyone, we say we appreciate y'all. I'm just going through because Bernard been making some comments. I got to like Bernard comments because I don't want to have no issue with him. I got to like his comments. But But again, we appreciate y'all. We say again, go forward. Think big, be big, because that's our destiny. And my brother Wesley, love you, brother. Appreciate you. And again, we're gonna have you back on. And now we're gonna get a little deeper, even a little deeper on some things, because you got the conversation in the words. And so we say to the Run Tell That family, we see y'all next week. Peace and blessings.
Peace.
I like that.